Hi, and welcome to Connection Revolution. So I'm going to go through some brief tutorials, and this should help you get an overview of our system. When you first log in, you're going to come into your dashboard. In your dashboard, you would be able to find reports based on events that you may or may not have had. It'll tell you how many people were registered, and you can select that here. So for this demo, I'm going to go through setting up a new event. We go into onboarding. And here you're going to see that you have the different flow types of events. We pretty much have everything covered. So whether or not it's a free event, a paid event, an event with activities, or just a simple capture data. I'm going to go into one that I already have set up, and we'll go through this process. This is going to be for a registration for a paid event with activity selections. Always save and continue. And please keep in mind, you can always come back to these sections at a later date and update them, add or remove sections. So here in this module, we're going to turn on which modules we want to have active for our event. By default, I turn everything on. I can always come back and turn it off if I don't need it. So we're going to save and continue. And here is where you're going to select your types of attendees. You can name them. We have three standard default categories. One is the selling entity, one is a buying entity, and the other one is just the other. So depending on whether or not you're having a matchmaker, or if you're just having an open event, or if you're having a luncheon, or if you're having a resume workshop, it doesn't matter. These three categories primarily fit everybody. Now, just because you have one category and named it one type of attendee does not mean you can't have multiple of the same categories. So for this demo event, I have two. I have the buying and the selling, buying being the corporations and the selling being the graduates. So we're going to save and continue. Here in this section, you're able to assign what data you want to collect, who you want to collect it from, and whether or not it's a required or optional field. You can turn any of this on or off, and if the fields are not here that you prefer, you can also add new fields. Very simple. This section here is for the profile of the person themselves. This is the profile for the organization, whether or not they are representing that organization. And this is the section for the products and services that they are either looking for or that they are offering. And then you have a new section. So if we don't have that section covered, you can always add it and build it. So let's save and continue. And this is where you're going to set up what they are required to fill in when they log in and set up a login. So each attendee will get their own login and registration information, and they get to access a user's profile that we'll cover later in this tutorial. So here, as you can see, I only have it required first name, last name, email address, and password. If I wanted to make them put in their company name or type of business, I could. I could also add additional fields. So if I wanted to add a dealer number or something of that nature, I could do that. So let's save here and continue. Now it's created my event. At this point, I'm going to go into my event, and now I'm going to set up my event information. So it's required that we put in this information before we can actually activate the template. Okay, so let's go on here in the event information. Of course, you're going to see the standard information, the name, if there's a YouTube video that you want to connect with it, the payment bypass, the keynote, speakers, sessions, sponsors, exhibitors. You can decide whether you're having these or not. You can also put in the capacity. So if this is a small event and it's only allowed 20 tickets to be sold, then you can put that here. If it's a large event, you can put 2,000. There's no limitation. If you already know in advance your sponsors and exhibitors, you can go ahead and add them in here because they're going to be held in your information database right here. Or you can let them purchase through the system and add at a later date. Again, you're going to put in the location, so the venue, the address, all of that good information, and how to contact somebody, and the email address in case if they have any questions. You're also going to put in your dates and times that you're starting your event and ending your event. This is a one-day event that I set up. I opened up the registration, and I also closed the registration. You can also put in here an early bird date and time if you have early bird specials for people who register early, whatever you prefer. You also get to select the template. Now, we have some standard default templates. You're not stuck to only these. You can do customization. However, we have these here for your benefit. We are always adding new templates and modernizing things as we go. Here are the email settings. So within the software, you have the availability to communicate with people that have registered, the attendees and so forth, or the sponsors, or people that have just come in and researched and never actually purchased a ticket. You want to put in how the email is coming, so who it's coming from and what email address it's coming from. You also have the availability to basically give a detailed URL if you would like. This one I just said job demo. It's just a demo. And then you can also view the URL. Always click update event. That saves any information you may have updated or changed. And at this point, you would be able to go out and take a look at the website. Now, this website's a little bit more detailed as far as what's been finished in the website because I have gone through this demo and turned on other features. But at this point, you would be able to see some of the information, the video that I may have uploaded, my sponsors and their logos, any speakers that I said that I was going to have. You're also going to be able to see the agenda once you develop it and the event location. As you can see here, there's a lot of information just on the opening landing page. So let's go ahead and go back into our event. And at this point, we're going to move into our activities section. It's very important that we go ahead and do the activities because without the activities, then the tickets would not set up properly. So let's go into activities. And as you can see for this event, we have several different activities. Okay, so within these activities, I have a job fair, which is an automated strategic matchmaker. I have just a general workshop, and then I have a luncheon. So let's go quickly into a workshop. And there's a couple little bits in the workshop that you get to do. So you want to name your workshop. You want to put in some workshop information as to what it's pertaining to, what's going to happen, maybe who the speaker is. Also, who the workshop is available to. So is it available to the corporations or the graduates or both? You can select both. You can also decide whether there's an additional fee for that workshop. If there's not, you don't put anything. And how many seats are available for that workshop. So after that, you can also upload some presentations, logos maybe that you want to share. And you get to go in here and set the date and the time of the workshop. And that's how it's going to fall on your agenda. You also get to set the capacity and the location. And here's a nice thing. So if I wanted it to be an auto join feature, I would just click that, meaning every graduate that signed up would be automatically joined. If I wanted to make it where they had to join the workshop themselves, I would just leave that unchecked and it would leave it optional. So for now, we'll just turn it on auto join and we'll say update workshop. Always say update workshop. That developed it. You'll get this nice green box. This is data saved successfully. And now you don't have to repeat any of your steps. Now let's go back and take a look at the activities again. And here we have the job fair. Now the job fair is going to be a strategic matchmaker, meaning the system itself is going to do it based on the intelligence, the AI that's running in the background, meaning that it will match the key words. So as a job fair, if I'm the corporation and I put in that I'm looking for IT development and I'm looking for network managers, database developers, or admin personnel, or HR specialist, and as the graduate, I put in HR or HR specialist, I'm going to match up to that job opening. So for this one, I'll leave it set as strategic. The types of attendees that will be participating are the corporations and the graduates. Then also the number of seats and maximum booking. And then also any attachments that you may want. You would want to click update activity. Once you update the activity, it's going to automatically take you to the next page, which is activity details. So in the activity details, you're going to put in your date, the time the activity is going to be withheld, how many people are available to attend, so if there's a capacity to this actual event, the location, and the sessions. So the sessions are very important. You want to break them down. You know that your event is running for 3 hours. You know that you're going to allow 10-minute, 30-minute sessions with 10-minute breaks. And if I wanted to put any hard breaks, I could also, again, click the auto join. Very important. If you want everybody to participate in your matchmakers, make sure you click auto join. If not, it leaves it up to the attendee to join it. So update the activity. When I update the activity, it's going to tell me, okay, it has created my meeting plan, and it's automatically going to take me over to my meeting plan so I can see that it actually balances out. The last meeting ends at 3:30. That leaves my session until 4, a little extra time. And as you see, it adjusted based on my break. So I have set up my matchmaker at this point. I'm just going to click update the activity, say okay. And once you've done that, now you can go back into your setup and your activities. So as you can see, you can create multiple types of activities between matchmakers, workshops, plenary sessions. It's up to you. You can make them auto join, not auto join. You can set the time and date, the location, and all of that so it will show on the agenda properly. So now that we have created our activities, we are now going to go in to create our tickets. Very important that you create the activities first, okay? And I'll show you why. So when you come in here to the tickets and you create your tickets, you can create any type of ticket you want. It can apply to any activity, all of the activities, or none of the above. So the donations, they're just going to give a donation. A student ticket or corporation ticket, it's up to you. So let's go ahead and add a new ticket. And we're just going to call this a one-day admissions, right? Or one-day pass. Full access. And we're just going to name it. And now we're going to select the price. So let's just say this was $485 for an all-day pass. Okay, you don't need to put the decimals, I'm sorry. You're going to select which users this applies to. So let's say this is for all of our users. And this is why it's very important that you set up your activities first. It's going to ask you to select which activities. So I'm going to say that means for the luncheon and the resume workshop. I haven't said that they can attend the job fair, but let's go ahead and say that anyway. So we'll say all activities. But you have that availability to control which activities and which users any ticket applies to. So we're just going to say save. And now that ticket is created. Very simple and easy. So now, once we have created our tickets, I want to also set up some packages. Because I know my corporations like to buy packages and I'd like to offer them special deals, let's go in here and add a new package. And this is our super corporation ticket, right? This is for our teaming partners. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to set the price at $500. And the number of tickets that are available are only going to be 4. That means only 4 tickets are going to come within that package. Okay? So for $500, this corporation gets a ticket and they get 4 tickets. So basically it's kind of like a sponsorship, but it's a package that I can offer if you wanted to offer it at a discounted rate. So if the tickets were normally $250 and you wanted to offer 4 at $750 instead of being $1,000 for that super corporation, you could do so. This is where you're going to make it only apply to your corporation, and you're also going to give them full access to all activities. That means the graduate will never even see that this ticket is available. Okay? So very easy to make that package, create the package. It's great. You can also create sponsorship packages and how many tickets they get through it, and that automatically makes them a sponsor. So now we're going to turn back into the admin side. Here on the admin side, we are now to the point that we have created the activities. We created our template, our event information, excuse me. We have created our activities. We have created our tickets, and we have created packages. So you can also go in and create coupons, very self-explanatory. You just go in and create a coupon and say add new coupon. You're going to name it. This is a test coupon. You're going to put in a coupon code. Just pick something, whatever you want. It's up to you. whether it's a dollar amount or a percentage. I'm going to say this is a 50% off coupon. The minimum purchase, meaning what are the lowest amount of tickets, dollar value that they can purchase, I'm going to say $100. Is there a limit to the total number of uses? Very important. If you only want to extend 4 of these coupons, then you need to say yes, and you need to enter how many. If not, and you want to leave that coupon open, let's say, for example, if we call this a Facebook special, and we say it's Facebook whatever, and we give them a 5% discount for anybody who puts in this Facebook coupon. We don't want to limit it. We want to, yes, enable it, and we want to pick an expiration date that the coupon expires. And again, here we go. What does the coupon apply to? See how I created packages, and I also created these different tickets, and I also created sponsorship levels. So let's just say it applies to only the daily tickets, not any of the packages or sponsorship levels. They would not be able to use that coupon code on any of these others, only on these tickets. So we'll just say save. And there is my coupon. I can come back and look at it. I can copy my coupon code. I can put it in any of my advertisements. And when they come and register and use that link and they use that coupon code, they'll get 5% discount. Okay, so that covers coupons. Let's go back up here to setup. We're going to go into the templates. So in the template is where you get to do a lot of little customization. Okay, so we're here in the templates. Once you go into the template, you've already selected that in your setup. This is where you're going to go through and you can put in your meta information. Very important if you're going to make it public and you want people to be able to find your landing page. You also can put in a video that shows up in your banner of your website, which is what would show here. You can also, of course, upload your logo. So it's customization. It's going to show right here. It's also going to show at the end of your page and your footer. Very important. You see this F? That is where I went ahead and put in my social media link. You can do all of your social media. You can also upload a YouTube video. So if you have a video from a prior event or an informational video that you'd like to upload, you can do so. And that will display right here with a nice quick little button. And you can also put in your Google Maps information. So it will also display where the event is being held, the event location. Okay? Then you're going to always save. Once you've saved that information, if you have any customization with HTML or CSS, you can put that in here. And then you can also go by each individual page and you can upload different banners. It gives you the suggested size here for a better experience, width, time, height. And also here on the landing page, you can change your color format. You can go to pink or blue, the standard primary colors. You can also create a different theme if you wanted to. You can go here into the internal pages. When you create a separate theme, then you would go in and choose a different color scheme. However, when you create a standard one, it gives you the default themes. The slider management. Slider management is here. When most people are doing their page, you'll see this is the slider. Here I've uploaded a handshaking picture. So if you come here, you'll see that handshaking picture right there. It's what's faded in the background. So you can have any particular picture you want. Make sure you turn it off or on. If you're not seeing it after you first upload it, typically that means you haven't turned it on. Turn it on. You also can change different sliders within. It's going to default to your standard slider, your home slider. But if you want something different in the registration page, if you want something different in the login screen, or something different in the admin banner, you can change those. You can also turn them off and on. Okay? So at any time while you're doing this, you can also view the site to get an idea. Is that what I want it to be? Is that where I want it positioned? You have a lot of availability to customize your landing page. Now, in the setup, once you do your template and you just select that, the next step you want to go to is your homepage management. This is very important. This tells you what you're going to have turned on and what you're not. So within, you have the control to publish or not publish certain areas. So here, as you see, the blue check mark indicates that it's published. And the no check mark indicates that it's not published. So I don't have any exhibitors and I don't have it published. I have the event map published. I have the agenda published. I have the speakers, the sponsors, my title sponsors, and my event information. Let me show you an example here in the event information. This is where I put all of this information that you are here reading, right here. Okay, this is pulling from my original page. This is pulling from my module here. So I want to put my event information. I want to put a link out in case they want to donate directly. I want to put all of that information, and I have the availability here in this standard editor to format it however I would like. So if I want it that bold, I can. I can also publish or not publish. So if I'm not ready for anybody to see this because I may be adding to it or critiquing it, I can do that. You can hyperlink. This is, as I said, this is your standard editor. Save, and it will publish. Same thing here within your title sponsors. You can go in here and put any information you would like and tell it to publish or not publish. Optional to you. So once you've gone through that and published your pages, now you're going to take a look at your landing page and make sure that everything looks the way you want. If not, you can go back in and critique it. You are far from being done as the admin. As the admin, you have the availability to set up payment information, so where you would like your payments to process. You can also set up your success page. If you don't set it up, it does do the standard default check mark successful. You can also import your contacts. So if you already have a database of contacts and you want to import them, you can do so. You also have templates where if you want to communicate directly with them, you can communicate. You can also message, and you can do surveys during or after your events. Messaging is messaging all those that have actually applied and created a user profile. Okay? So there's a lot of information here, and a lot of it we would go over in more depth as you learn the system. There's a few things here in tracking that I want to make sure that we cover. You can get all of your reports. You can print badges. People who buy multiple tickets can also send out their tickets and invite others to attend and provide them with a ticket. You can also get quantity reports. You can get activity reports as to how many are registered for what activity, which is very important when you're doing things like luncheons and things and you need a good head count. One of the features that I drastically like here in this tracking is this check-in feature. So if someone's to give you a call or you need to check on someone's profile because you saw that they weren't getting a match, you could go in here, type in their name, select them, and you can do a login as. So this is going to log me in as if I was John Jacob. So John Jacob, of course, is an imaginary person who specializes in engineer. He's in the engineering industry and is going to be attending the event. This is the user's profile section. The user gets, as I said, you also get to customize this information, but your logo is going to show, so it shows your branding. You can put any picture here you want in the background. You can also put any information you want. Here is what the user is going to see once they purchase their ticket. So as the user, I can go in and edit my profile. I can view my profile. I can review my agenda. So here I've only actually assigned, this person only signed up for the job fair. I can go back in and view my ticket. And here in my tickets, I can take a look at my profile, my agenda, and everything else. I can also go in here and view any matches. I can transfer my tickets. I can send messages within the system to those that I can find or know that's going to attend. So if I knew somebody that was attending and I was connected, I could send them a message. I can also go in here and take a look at any meetings that I might be set up for or have scheduled. And I can also search meetings, and I can also mark people as my favorites. So being that this is a demo, there's not a lot of data in it, but there is all the information. And as you can see, the user gets a very good experience. They get to explore. They get to look at the Google Maps, which right now is not turned on, but it would show here for the event. They would be able to go in here and get a ticket. So as you can see, this one has not purchased a ticket. I'm showing here as a student, I can get a student ticket for nothing. I can do a donation. I can also get a one-day, full-day pass that I pay for, and so on. If I purchase the ticket, now it's going to show me my student ticket. I purchased it. It costs nothing. I still have to agree to the terms and conditions, and it gives me the standard success. Now it has showed me that I have auto-joined the celebration luncheon and the job fair because the workshop was not for me. So it did not apply to my ticket. So now I say next, and I'm going to again get the successful and confirmation. So now if I want to go back and take a look at my tickets, I'm going to see that ticket. I can also edit that ticket. And if I decided that I wanted to go back and transfer that ticket, I could do so by clicking transfer ticket. I see this ticket. I want to invite an attendee because something came up and I'm not going to be able to attend. I can decide to transfer this ticket that's currently assigned to me to somebody else. So if I decided that as a corporation I purchased and the person that I wanted to attend is not able to attend and I wanted to send it to someone else, I could do so. Or as a student. Does not matter. Whichever ticket it is, you can transfer your ticket if you want. Your ticket, do as you please. So now that I'm in here and you can see the user has a pretty good detailed profile, there are two types of matchmakers. One where I would be able to select who I matched with and request meetings and set my schedule and my availability. That is a non-strategic. And then there is the strategic one, which is where this information is just going to be gathered and then the AI of the system is going to do it for you. But this is a good availability to be able to track, and it's also a good availability to be able to see how the user's profile is looking. So that pretty much covers the agendas and the setup of the event and people registering in the user side. I'm going to go in here and show you very briefly how a strategic matchmaker would work. So when you go in here after the registration has closed and you're ready to run the automated strategic matchmaker, you would go in here and you would go through the process. I will go through that in a different tutorial, but you have the control to run the matchmaker and to rerun the matchmaker, and also to view any of the meeting plans, to share that information with anybody that you choose here, and you can also add and take away people as they're being registered if that's something you wanted to do. But you have the availability to run the matchmaker yourself. I'm not sure if this matchmaker is prepared to be run. Here we go. So running this matchmaker, these corporations matched up with these attendees. Again, this is dummy information, so please don't mind the names. I see here this person has no match. I can go in and take a look at Homer, kind of see what's going on. I see here there's no match because he hasn't put any information in, and I can send him a message directly and say, you know, Homer, we need you to go ahead and complete your profile so we could get your match ran, type of situation. Okay, so it's very easy to run a matchmaker. You're just going to choose the activity. Once you run it, you're going to take a look at the results, and you can go through and generate your meeting plan. And once you generate the meeting plan, first you have to select your activity, generate the meeting plan. It would then start putting people in the time slots once you've actually gone through and accepted everything. So we can go over the matchmaking detail in much more detail as need be, and I'll be more than happy to go over that information with you one-on-one. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and give me a call or email me, and I will be more than happy to go over any of the sections of our event management software with you and go into much more depth and see how you can customize this software. It's very customizable, and you can do a great deal with it and make it fit into any type of organization and any type of matchmaker or events. I see where this software can be used for weddings, table planning in the weddings. I also see where it can be used for job fairs. It can be used for business matchmaking. There's an unlimited amount of events that can be done within this software. So we look forward to hearing your feedback, and we look forward to answering any questions you have. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to review this demo today. Have a great afternoon.